White House restricts press room to key conservative outlet in new rules reset. And they believe that more uh, is going to get the boot soon. Now, if this would have happened under Trump, and it was liberal outlets that this was happening to, there'll be an uproar. Whatever happened to press freedom and things like that, but the mainstream media is silent on this, is because they are okay with them giving these conservative outlets the boot. And this is ridiculous. I mean, this is censorship. They are the ones that's asking Biden the tough questions, and his administration the tough questions, and they don't want that. So that's why they're coming out with these new press rules. It's disgusting. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. Has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my merch store. Also, check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for news as well. All right, let's talk about this news. The White House has issued new guidelines for reporters attending press briefings, and one conservative outlet has already lost its seat in the room. From July 31st onwards, all reporters seeking to renew their, quote, hard passes for regular access to White House press briefings must adhere to these new behavioral standards. The White House expects all hard pass holders to act professionally on its grounds, showing respect to colleagues, White House employees, and guests. They must also follow restrictions on access and not disrupt events or briefings. So you can't, basically, they get mad when you shout out questions, and then questions that they don't want to answer. They try to put that to a stop, because it's making people like Jean-Pierre, the press secretary, look like idiots because they can't respond to these questions. But those who repeatedly violate these standards will face suspension or revocation of their passes. Revocation of their passes. Additional rules state that hard pass holders must be full-time employees of news organizations residing in the greater Washington, D.C. area, having visited the White House for work at least once in the previous 6 months, and holding press credentials for either Supreme Court, Senate, or House. Many media outlets, including the Daily Signal's Fred Lucas, are expected to lose their spot due to these new regulations. Lucas, the chief news correspondent and manager of the Investigative Reporting Project, has held a hard pass since 2009, but it won't be renewed under the new guidelines. I mean, it's disgusting. The Daily Signal, founded in 2014 and drawing an average of 2.5 million monthly readers, is known as a top conservative media outlet. And I read Daily Signal a lot. A lot of my reporting, some of my reporting, a lot of information that I use is from the Daily Signal. I use a lot of their stuff. Lucas expressed concern about the White House's actions, stating that he hasn't seen a press purge like this during the Obama or Trump administrations. And we know that Obama actually locked up journalists before. He still said he haven't seen anything like this. But he criticized the lack of transparency and justification for removing media considered non-compliant. While the number of impacted media outlets remains unclear, it's likely that Lucas won't be the only one losing his hard pass. Another reporter, Simon Ataba of Today News Africa, and we see him all the time. He's the one that be yelling out questions and stuff, and they don't be because they don't be allowing him to talk. They don't be calling him out to ask questions. But he may also face a revocation of his hard pass due to conflicts with White House Press Secretary Jean-Pierre. Again, because they can't answer the question, so they'd rather just get rid of these people. Ataba has interrupted press briefings when not called upon, citing limited opportunities to speak. They don't call on this guy at all, so I'm not really mad at him yelling out questions and stuff like that, because they're not choosing him, because again, he's asking questions about Africa and things like that, and they don't want to answer these questions, so they don't call on him. And Ataba was informed that failing to comply with the new rules will lead to non-renewal of his hard pass. He believes the rules were designed to target him specifically, despite meeting all the requirements. I don't know if it was for him specifically. I think it's for him and other outlets, conservative outlets that ask questions that the White House don't want to answer. But let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.